Greetings, this is Freenan Readventure. I welcome you to my recap of Critical Role's 21st episode of Campaign 4 or King of Cards, or as I like to call it, Tales of the Renewed Wind. Episode 1. Tales of the Renewed Wind, episode 21. Cut the crap. You'll get why later on. Before I continue, disclaimer: I do not own nor am I associated with Critical Role, its YouTube or Twitch channels, any other online presence it or its parent company Consortium may have. I'm just a fan sharing with fellow fans, and in that sharing, I will be showing clips. These clips will contain a few important, like sometimes when like the love is just in a small thing, I'll show that. But like anything like big before like the start the break or the end of the episode. But my real focus, and the majority of these, will be on comedic moments, where the humor sometimes is hard to translate. Better to hear it from the original source. Well, we start in the city of surprisingly in the city of Dalmakyard, where in the year 42, and there is a celebration going on of it's called yes, here it is. Drazhara, the celebration of Drazhara, the basically anniversary of the fall of the Orc Shaper, god, the god of war, Asgra, as well as the returning of the green to the city of Dalmakyard. It was more of a baron before that. And we catch up with, and we meet with the, now at that point, 19-year-old Aladil Fang and Taisha Lloyd, who recently just got together.
Can we describe these two 19-year-olds that approach this family gathering?
You want to go first?
No.
Okay.
But I will if you want me to.
Go ahead.
Hal is a lanky, tall, but not as tall as his companion, young lad. He still carries himself with a smile most times at this age, even though he has been doing some bloody work far off from here. He is dressed in pretty simple clothes. He's the son of a soldier, and he's the son of a foreign emissary who do not live together. And they get by, and that's just about it. Behind that smile, which never really leaves his face, is a little bit of, if you're perceptive, a little bit of worry behind the eyes.
Ooh. I think, unfortunately, Taisha's not paying too much attention. She's just so excited. Wrapped around, like, your arm and shoulder and, like, leaning into you. Young Taisha has, like, a bunch of, like, very ornate braids that are woven through with bits of like silver and iron work jewelry. Her hands are covered with rings, and she's got piercings. She's young and definitely looks softer than we've ever met her, because this is before any part of her life has called her to step away from this city or what she thinks her purpose is, which is to be a jewelry maker. With a really cute boyfriend that she's so excitedly dragging across the river to her house.
Do you have a page on Orcsy?
I do!
Oh.
Well, it's not so much a page, but like I tell my friends to like tell friends, and then like it kind of happens that way organically. It's not really about the money, I just need a creative outlet.
How? Growing up in Dolmakyar, the Loy family, the Loys, they built the pariah blades. The Loys, and you met one.
It's a little more than just meat. We learned that even now, like, Loys were a pretty good sized family originally, like, after this, like, their prominence and stuff, and a few generations, they are very large, and at this point, as I said, it's the year 42, so, as in the Seamus, it's been 42 years since the Seamus War, so there are still quite a few members of Lloyd who actually saw and were in that war.
Guilty as charged.
Grab it, and then kind of put it in your hands.
Oh, sorry.
And picks you up as someone else comes out and says, it's hot, put it down, or keep it up, put it down,
Here.
put it down. You see,
It's a
hands,
tray.
To me, I grab it, and then kind of put it in your hands.
hands you a tray. You see that the mother says, and you're Hal.
Guilty as charged.
Come
Guilty
on
as
in,
charged.
come on in. She sort of pushes you
pushing
along.
you from the back.
I've walked past this building 1,000 times. Why am I in it?
It's not a building, it's a home, it's a home, it's a home.
You walk in, you see that your sister, Kiasha, comes over and gives you a big hug and says,
Iggy!
what's up? Oh, I love you.
Hi! Do you see him? Do you see him?
Okay.
Look, he can like carry a whole tray.
Is that a reference? I can't tell.
This is bizarre? No, this is, no.
No, oh my god, stop. How? It's been literal weeks. What are you talking about?
This is not Gazar. This is...
No!
Okay. This is... Nice to meet you. I'm Kiasha. I'm Taisha's older
Hi.
sister.
Alright, let's see if I can do it.
Okay. Ooh, you're already learning. Hello. You walk over. You see that Taisha's sister is beautiful. She's got her hair tied up in a coil of braids on top of her head. Your brother comes over, Gorzov, who is a rotund, muscular... But you see, he looks like classic...
Like Smith. No, we do this. There is some small track to introduce yourself. We learn more about the young Hal. He's currently serving in the Gravefoot Company in more of the I wouldn't say Western Front, but they describe it as out west.
Yeah, I was kissing the back of his head.
You see that...
Still 6'4", let me be clear. This is a giant woman being passed.
How big's Dad?
There's not an orc here that's under 6 feet.
Yeah.
You see that the Loy family are prosperous. They were back in Dolmakyar of the past. They were to have had the resources to craft the plan that they did. The city of Dolmakyar relied on them. Their engine, not only.
Yeah, not just the actual blades to take out war, but also a lot of their inventions too. Against the Sabres. And then we meet her grandmother, Siva. I think this may have been the one where they were talking about. The one that all those units were a little bit afraid of. but we can't really see here.
Probably been eating rations for some time. Let us not worry of axes and the vines they cut. Let us instead worry only of things that blossom and bloom. And you see that she takes you and walks away. As she does, you see that your brother and sister are talking. You see that Kiasha looks over at you and says, they want to make another sword.
Yep.
And you see your brother turns to you and says, we don't want to make another sword, but there are, the family funds are, and there's a lord, and...
There's always a lord.
I know.
There's always a lord that wants a little sword.
I'm saying that we don't have to make it a good sword. We don't have to make it I'm not saying that we should arm these petty nobles.
Send the sword that Hal came in with. If you just put your name on the back, it's fine.
That's a war of attrition. That's a losing proposition over time. The swords need to be good.
Yeah.
And you see, Kiasha just goes, well, why do we need to do this whole bridge project anyway? And you see that he turns and says, if one sword could pay for all these bridges, that land needs to be irrigated. The river is flooding pretty much once a year during the rainy season. And you see they begin talking. Your family engages in this big debate because basically anytime the coffers get dry, you guys make one sword, and some king in a far-off land pays through the nose for a Loy blade.
I definitely lean in and I'm trying to do the live translation of just keeping you caught up. The bridge project is actually very cool.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And as we go on, eventually, Siva, her grandmother, decides to make a speech to the party, talking to them about how nice it is for, jealous of the nice there, and they're, we also found out here that, through, Brennan, asking, what does your character think of it? Hal is, at least at this time, not very religious, very practical, not, practicing worship from the Druid faith. But he's well studied enough to know all these things, so he's not a practitioner, but he doesn't know, be warned, this is clip is almost 10 minutes.
Those that had surrounded and protected Shay Claw before she laid the smiting blow upon the dread tyrant's brow. There in that place, the druid Agari Shadow walked from the darkness and gave the first Farav under the sky in thousands of years to celebrate the honored dead. As part of the Farav, could any in attendance ask for a blessing, as was the custom, and still is. Blessings for the honored dead, for their family, the land, the mountains, the rivers, the sky. Tafkazi, dying on the field, the last war priest of Osgra, at the end of the Farav bellowed out, demanding a blessing for the fallen conqueror, seeking in his last breath to despoil and blaspheme, asking for the first druid to speak in front of a crowd of orcs wishing for a better world. He sought to ask for a blessing for the conqueror, to despoil that moment and bring ruin to it. Ash on the ground, fire overhead. Agari said nothing could be easier. And you see that Siva looks out and looks to you, Taisha, and with a moment of asking if you would want to do the reading here in this moment or not.
I think there's no hesitation, but she also doesn't step forward in any way. She's still holding your hand. But I think there's something in that, like, as she kind of goes away and isn't looking at her mom or her family, is just remembering this important memory of the world. I think whatever rings are on her hand begin to go hot in your hands, not in a way that burns or a way that she would even notice if you brought it up later. But, yeah, she'll start. She's looking down in the grass, and I think the wind kicks up a little bit. She's not a druid yet, but I think this is the beginning of the world speaks for her and with her. He that seeks to destroy you is your teacher, and so we bless the conqueror for his lessons, which were many. We bless the conqueror for his craft, for he shaped us not as children, but as weapons, and a weapon knows no doubt or hesitation. We bless the conqueror for his hunger, for his appetite. In his appetite, he saw Araman forever changed from what it was to what it might be. A blessing to him then, that the Runyani reject peace in favor of a dream. And we bless him above all else for his honesty. Because of all the gods of Araman, ours was the only one who never lied about what he truly was. For his honesty, we bless him most of all.
The garden blooms, the wind blows. Siva speaks. At the final word of the blessing, did the skies crack and peal in thunder. God knew rain that healed the land, light of sun and stars, and green and growing things bloomed here as never before in the world of Araman. So we celebrate our blooming. She gives you a kiss.
I think Hal would have said it better. He's like a really good actor.
An actor?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know anymore. Oh dear. And you see she...
Please don't hold it against me.
Not at all. I'd be interested to hear what kind of shows you like to put on. And she smiles at you and says, I'm just kidding. And then she pauses for a moment and says, congratulations. And that's all for this scene.
Wait, how is...
That's all.
Oh my god!
Full scene.
Incredible!
Wait.
Incredible! She's the best great grandma in the world!
Okay, I gotta check something real quick. Okay, never mind. I thought you were saying he was pregnant.
And that's all for this scene. We'll continue with our schemers tonight on another episode of Critical Role.
Wow.
Wow.
Hello, friends, and welcome back to the Critical Role announcement. Playhouse. Tonight, we got some quick announcements to get to before we jump back into Araman. Starting off with our sponsor, NordVPN. Sam, please take it away.
Pretty simple ad tonight, folks. Just going to read the teleprompter and tell you about NordVPN's Threat Protection Pro, designed to help you avoid malware. Threat Protection Pro blocks dangerous ads, stops you from entering malware hosting websites, and checks your downloads for malware, removing bad ones before they can harm your device. Help, I'm stuck in this teleprompter. Please get me out. That's weird. Maybe it's just a glitch. Just maybe roll ahead a little in the prompter. This isn't a glitch. I'm a real person. My name is Jesse McKeel, and I accidentally downloaded malware that cast a magic hex on me and banished my soul to the digital realm. All right. Is this a prank? Just scan ahead. Get back to the NordVPN stuff. No, this is real. Ironically, NordVPN would have protected me from this grim fate. I'm so scared. So alone, I sought refuge in this teleprompter, hoping that someone handsome advertising personality would rescue me. Oh my God, guys, this is crazy. How do we get you out? I can't hear you. Teleprompters don't have audio, but if you do want to help me, you have to reverse the magic. The only way to reverse it is by passionately French kissing Marisha Ray in front of the teleprompter.
What?
I know it sounds crazy, but that's just how the magic works. You have to make out with Marisha Ray for no less than 3 minutes while listening to Just the Way You Are by Bruno Mars.
Okay, I mean, I honestly wouldn't be mad about it, but that's a very nice try, Regal. And I would maybe rather make out with a pile of dirty socks.
Marisha, first off, I'm offended. Second, this isn't me. This is Jesse talking. Listen, please, I miss my parents. No one has fed my dog in days. If Marisha Ray won't do it, the magic can still be broken if you make out with Ashley Johnson and Liam O'Brien in a freaky three-way situation while Thinking Out Loud by Ed Sheeran plays.
Okay, I mean, that is...
Oh, it's not me! It's Jesse McKeel! It's the guy trapped in the thing! Okay, it says, now, if none of them will do it, how about a wet salami slap from Taliesin while playing a royalty-free music library song?
Oh!
I don't like that as much.
I'm into that.
No,
Let's
I
do
don't
that.
like that as much. Why do you have salami?
Yeah.
You don't?
Oh, look, the hex has been broken. Grab the exclusive NordVPN deal now at nordvpn.com/criticalrole and get 4 extra months. Try it risk-free now with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Matt, hack to you.
Ashley, we can still make out if you want.
Yeah, I'm down.
Can I see this one?
Here, you can. Here, here, Travis, play with my salami. Oh, yeah.
It's like a...
Well, friends, this would be a good time to get to our next sponsor,
Does it smell like Taliesin?
Seismic Squirrel! And their brand new video game, Aether and Iron, out now on Steam and Steam Deck.
Oh, God.
Keep your collar up and your head on a swivel. New York's running on Aether and broken promises. And every alley's got a toll. Aether and Iron drops you into a city where smuggling keeps the lights on, corruption brings power, and every choice leaves a mark. Set in a deco, punk-infused 1930s New York City in the clouds, this narrative-driven tactical RPG places you in the seat of a smuggler down on their luck. Roll the dice and choose who lives or dies as you navigate a conspiracy that threatens to consume the city. Assemble a loyal crew, soup up your ether-powered flying cars, buckle in for turn-based vehicular battles. Aether and Iron features a fully English-voiced cast of characters inspired by New York's rich history and is playable in 9 different text languages. Ooh. What the shit? See what New York becomes when you stop playing by the rules. You start writing your own destiny. Thank you, Seismic Squirrel, for sponsoring this episode.
Spoil!
I also really like that he said RPG.
RPG. I love playing tabletop RPGs. Liam, you're up.
I'm gonna get the papers. Get the papers. Coming next week on April 7th from our friends at Dark Horse. Vox Machina Origins Omens.
That's actually the end of the... Okay, after that we go... After all the announcements and stuff, we go to, of course, the recap. Let's right off where it gets us right to where we left off. Outside the Brethren Hall, after they just got Misha out under their care. If you don't know what's going on, watch the previous episode. You can even watch my recap if you feel like it. Anyway, they're trying to reassure me so that it is okay. But they also have to tell Misha if he hears anything, anything new information. They try to keep him, give him a little bit more informed of what's happening, without revealing too much. At least to get an understanding of why they're what's going on with Demoness Blick. What they know of having Demoness Blick. And he tells them what. Okay. And they tell him also if he does come across any new information about this. To tell only those in the group in that particular group.
And you're like, I assume I'm in a pond. I'm in the ocean. I'm in this room. It makes him look around in that way where you're like swimming, and you're like, I assume I'm in a pond. I'm in the ocean. It's the same treading water, but a sudden feeling of impossible depth, and how sort of haunting that request is washes over him.
Mm-hmm. Now, they have to wonder, try to figure out. The question is now, where is Dennis? They ask me to recount what happened, what happened, how the interrogation went, how they took him after this from his house. Yes, at the beginning, it started as it sounded like they were. I think they were. It sounded to him like they already had Blicks, but up until they claimed that stuff they're trying to get out like that, which was until they started asking if he knew where he was, which kind of broke that way. Which they tried to tell just the thing. We already know he was at Tacona's Manor and stuff. No, he wasn't. But when he tried asking his own question about that, they just told him to shut up. So, there, he recounts anything, other details, small details, but nothing real important. So they end up dropping Misha off at Hal's home because he's supposed to stay there now while the investigation is ongoing. I guess you could. It gets condition of parole. Currently there is no carriage or any guards, in regalia or non-regalia. So no one appears to be watching the house at the moment. They cannot recommend more strongly how much that he should not leave the house. Azuna starts pointing out some of the recent moves of the different southern houses, of the Einfasen starting to take over the Revolutionary Guard. The uh, Cormorants are started to take over at the control the Pentebrol and others are moving in, to like start making moves on the gun on the Argonaut too. Besides the fact that it's also that so Halcyon like is the one place that the theater might be the only one place they of employment for them where Hal might be the only one whose employment is not currently being do, and he thinks it's only a matter of time before they make their move on Hal on Hal's theater because it's a historical thing. So basically, also theater in those day and age, and the good way to get their propaganda out, like sorry. Out there, so he does think it's only a matter of time. Bolair's worried that it might be getting too dangerous for them to be seen with each other too frequently. Like, yeah, they have minor connections, but to be seen too frequently when under the suspicion, it's gonna raise. They're from vastly different backgrounds, so it may raise too much suspicion there. So they may have to keep things more down low from now on.
For you soon. I'll say too, you guys do actually. I mean, it's very funny to bring this up in a D&D campaign. You guys do need to eat dinner. Like you guys are running around all day and are probably. I mean, some of us need to eat dinner, but yes.
To be fair, I was going to say, like when Force Marshal was thinking, well, Hal like has to meet up with what was his name, and the sister too. So that's supposed to be like a dinner occasion. So
he's constantly snacking.
But in other words, stopping by the Seven Stars to take care of business and get a quick bite is on your way to pretty much everything else. You could make the decision to even like split the party after doing that.
I could use a short rest.
Then well, I'll tell you what, why don't you guys just, because I am a little concerned to approach this situation with even a small crowd around. This could be a total dead end, but if it isn't...
Mm-hmm. They start heading toward the Seven Stars. Hal for his rendezvous. And Bolair said, does say to Hal, that if during the rendezvous he thinks they're holding out on anything on Hal, information, Bolair could help. There they meet. Oops. Gotta go back to the actual episode. Hal's fighting coordinator, Inez Roundtree, as well as his sister, Romnia. He starts doing more of a casual chat.
Through because I wasn't, I had a hard time. We were playing hopscotch and I couldn't make it the last big jump, and I was getting teased. And your brother threw a rock at Gregor's face and hit him in the nose, and it got a bloody nose. And I was I screamed and was horrified. But after, I don't like that kind of violence. But afterwards, it was very touching.
I love my brother. I have a lot of good stories. He definitely could be a bit of a shit. So.
Yeah, but he was our shit, and we'll miss him very dearly.
Our shit, indeed.
There's going to be if you haven't told by why I called this thing, this episode, which I call Michael, cut. You're going to be seeing why throughout this.
Pardon me, I'm so sorry. I am going to step out just for a second. I want to. I have a lot on my mind, and I just want to get all my ducks in a row.
Hal ends up buying a bottle of wine and heads to upstairs room with the siblings. Well, the rest of the group stay down below.
Great. We would love a little bit of dinner. Is it okay if we take that back table? You see, I think I got like a little bit of a
Bellows fever.
cold.
It's going around. It's deadly.
Is that true?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Do you have bellows fever?
I don't think it's that bad yet. I just don't want to, I think if we're a little bit off of, away from the crowds, I wouldn't want to get anybody else sick.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Okay. Bellows.
Touch your ass.
Don't anyone touch my nasty. Persuasion, you said?
Persuasion.
Wow. We're going to get in a fight in a
Yes.
dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Yeah,
He goes, of course. So take the big table over in the corner.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
Of course. Don't cough on me. Please.
I'm looking at the menu. I approached with you. I'm looking at the menu as you're leaving. Lockmayer, do you have, looking at the items that you have, do you serve ass?
Yes.
Good.
Do you serve ass?
Right. You do
Donkey
have
steak.
a palate for that, don't you?
Yeah, donkey. Donkey meat.
Figured you've had a long day. I figured I'd get you something that is to your liking. 2 ass steaks.
Lovely.
I'm not sure if they'll lay.
You're really starting to see why I call it.
A poivre?
Enjoys that. Just why.
What a callback.
Man, I could eat some ass.
As much as the next man.
3 ass steaks.
And one for you? Chef's recommendation or
I don't know if that's the house liking, so
Certainly.
he can have some of mine if he.
I'll have a plate as well. Got to spend money using the table.
Anything once.
Should I?
Or twice.
How did you get the table? Well done.
Talking real good. Yeah.
I would have just said I had bellows or something.
Yeah.
I take my seat.
you take your seat?
Join the boys.
I may take a quick. If you think it's a reasonable idea, I may take a quick walk outside and make this vanish for a moment.
Yeah, and so he does. He steps out and uses mask of May faces. I think he uses like a rehash of his last disguise, whatever that was. They don't really actually go into that much detail right now. They head to the table in the back, one of the tables in the back room. In the back room, and where was I? Room, and they get there for a short rest while there's actually a talk like apparently Azune currently doesn't have any features that doesn't and currently there's nothing for for Bolaire to be charged with a short rest. A statement that has never ever been used to describe a warlock before. So holy shoot! But upstairs, when the talkers they get into some polite conversation. Or he's they try to, but Hal ends up being a lot more. I won't say upfront because he's still like not getting like his real reasonings for, but he has a good cover. He admits he's worried about the theater. He tells them what happened to Misha. He's worried like something like I'm not like something might happen to hinder the start, or like something that might lose him the deed of title. After she's heard anything, and I think and she it comes on the impression that this is more about what Wick being missing. She doesn't know the full detail, but she knows that he was a big patron of his. He was the one of the driving forces to help Hal get his get the deed of title. She does reassure him that that right now under this impression she does reassure him that Hal isn't. Not that Wick isn't ignoring him or avoiding him, but is actually missing right now. There's some things she does do which we already know far more about than she does.
Forget the language. What the? Decided to return to Fairy.
She looked, yeah. All the things.
No one knows what the. Forget the language. What the F is going on?
That sounds like me right now. That sounds like me.
Does Einfausen have a response?
No, I have never. I think that any Einfausen
Einfausen don't usually wait for give a response unless they have something to it. Like they don't have a response, perform a response unless they have overwhelming force. Something like that. Not.
My time working to it with such overwhelming, decisiveness and force.
Yeah, okay, that is what they used. I thought I was confused with something else. Only force. She's currently reluctant to share more because she knows it could distract her. It could be her life, maybe possibly, certainly her employment. And she does ask him if she shares what she knows any more with him, or what she knows. Who will he be sharing with anyone else? House, I forget if she asks this or House says this. Research this. Says if shared where of if shared if they're not to divulge where he got the information from. Just, he can share the information, but that's just not where he got it. She starts talking about what she knows about all the different and weird going on, such as what she knows about the Royce arrest in recent girdle, the caravan with all and the Royce retainers. She also hears, and here's something. She knows that Primus Dakota's learned that Primus is currently not in the city, and which is deserved for the Dakotas because they kind of need him. Ephraim doesn't actually know where he is. Like they're kind of like a little lost right now without his leadership. They're kind of especially since there's some of the other houses like knows what's going on, and there's been a call for a meeting between all the leaders of the sundered houses. She also says she was told that she was told to wait, like by her. She's like a attendant, a handmaid. Some sort of. She was told to also wait for a letter from the Golden Orchard, specifically from Julian's mother. Maya Davinas. Maybe get an answer. Alan asks if there's actually currently any friction between the Einfossens and the Halevards. They told us something that there's something that happened involving the Sons of Dawn. And, the Folktark, that's McKenna's grandmother. He's currently upset with the Lord Einfossen. Horrendous. I think, and he's kind of warning the fact that Wicked's like, because he was one of the she mentions how Wicked's considered one of the better head of us now. Like some of the she's heard from some like friends who are servants in the hero household that he's the most he was the most devout there. So there are people who definitely know that not a lot of the Halevars don't follow their own creed strictly. She's also heard that his sister what was his his sister is not so as charitable with favor as do like when she does something she respects something in return. That she does something you need to do something for her. So her at this point this is just like she just anything she knows about what's going on and there and she also tells about about the search for Arcus by the Dakotas. And that he was last seen at the plaza. Of course, we already know that, but they're also learned about how the Felonius Halevar Wix is sending word out for anyone to keep an eye out for a lion folk. This is specifically them looking for Teod. They're it was because they also were talking about to a uh, the city is also currently hosting a Argosian envoy with a Nana ambassador. So that's apparently. So there was a conversation like they needed to confirm it wasn't the one they're looking for. The last thing she really tells it is that word around like the household from the maids and stuff. All is like a lot of fans think that things in the city have gone too far, and that there's going to be there will be a pushback soon, and as the ones who are currently on the deploy of people who be the people who are getting pushed back, they're kind of nervous. There was a lot of info dump here.
Please come join us.
I will. I'll come join you. Lash, he is playing the main character, right?
Mm-hmm. Mirzad.
Mirzad
Himself.
He's great. Is he
Mirzad or Lash?
Lash?
Lash, yes.
I actually don't know the history super well, but yeah, let me know if there's going to be something after the play as well.
There is. There always tends to be.
Great.
I'll introduce you to Lash.
What? Where did that come from? Okay. Well, that's really sweet. That's great. Thanks, Hal.
Thank you. All the gratitude is mine.
You see that Inez says, "Thanks, Hal. If you're busy, we can finish up dinner here."
Yeah, I'll head downstairs.
We cut from there back down to our table with our friends who are short resting, or who is not short resting here.
I'm not. I think I'm just. If I would have done anything with time passing, I would have very anxiously sat at the table, eating a little bit ass, and looking around.
Just a dollop.
Just a dollop.
Dollop of ass.
How's your ass? Tasting.
Very tender.
Yes. Mine's undercooked.
Oh no. You want to send it
It's a little
back?
too raw.
Too pink.
I would have tried to happen.
You started this.
Of this, so this is all new to me.
It's
I love
Marisha's
it.
fault. Marisha's for the record.
For the record.
The episode's ago or something.
Excuse me. Could I please get a different ass with a little more seasoning?
Yours looks really buttery.
That's how I like it.
If I could have managed it, I would have tried to have a detect magic ritual activated, but I don't know.
Killer. I think that's no sweat. You can have detect magic up.
Okay.
Give me a.
I'm keeping an active look on people.
Both of you give me.
They can see like there's several people on the table. There's literally there's in the back table. It's like where you do like the restaurant itself is not like a sales stuff, but it doesn't offer gambling, but it does allow you to bring your own stuff to gamble there. They notice that they're not the only motley crew there. Over there, they can see a table that appears to have an aristocrat of some sort, a human aristocrat. Then there's this big bruiser of a gentleman, big guy, baby. There's a one that a couple of, at least Murray recognizes, Pimley Morn, a smuggler. A gnomish smuggler, and someone who's appears to be a female a traveling orc wizard, Vane, all having a card game. The aristocrat is vocally very supportive of in the Sun House's attempts to rein in magic at the market, saying how like there's always someone who's trying to use magic to charm you or sell you doom. And apparently he's getting on the other. You can see on the other faces he's getting on their nerves.
This is probably for the best for you that outlawed magic here in the marketplace. Or do you not work in the marketplace? You see, Pimley says, "No, I work around. I work in the marketplace sometimes. Sometimes I'm elsewhere. You know, work where work comes along. But I say the law. You know, let the law do. You gotta let the law do what it's gonna do. You know, it's like it's the rules. So you gotta follow them. Let's play cards, guys. What do you say, huh? And you see that the big bruiser guy looks over at him and says, "You get that because you got a winning hand, don't you?" And you see that the gnome looks at him, and you see that the big bruiser goes, "Yeah, nobody gonna get back to play. All right, I fold," and puts his cards in, and you see the gnome goes, "Fuck, God." And you see as he says that, you see the bruiser again looks at him and goes like, "You shouldn't have yelled like that because it's actually still Tarnisha. You could take more of her money." So that's the conversation you see unfolding at the table.
Interesting. I will
want to fuck with it, but
hold on. Well, you're seeing what I'm seeing, aren't you? Across the line.
Oh yes.
I wonder if they're underbelly of the city types, and if they might be able to answer some questions about where someone may have gone off to.
Underbelly of the city types.
Well, maybe all minus one, maybe two of them for sure.
Do you play cards?
Me? I play.
You don't have to look at that.
No, but I always make it a point to make sure I'm proficient in a gaming set.
In a gaming set?
And I'm not.
You're proficient in Yu-Gi-Oh?
I'm somewhat proficient.
Apparently, I don't have any fun. We're not allowed to have fun.
I will allow you to be proficient in a gaming set.
Oh, thanks. Thank you, Judge Master.
I'm taking Beyblades.
I'm seeing 1,000 comments.
Shit, just realized.
OP!
I had an idea for a video I wanted to do Sunday. I'm not sure about
I'm proficient in gaming sets.
How did I miss that?
Yeah, you can be proficient in cards if you like.
Okay. I'm proficient in cards. I will probably say it just like that to you, actually.
Clearly.
Yes, I've played a game or two. You want to challenge them to a game?
I don't know. I'm so curious about this. Part of me just wants to humiliate him terribly.
Well, go for it. I don't know how much they'll like an arcane marshal approaching them and asking them to play some cards.
How much money do I have on me? That's a question.
Mm-hmm. Azuna decides to see if he can get if he can narrow down if he can get of the people room who he can get information off, and changes the color of all the flames in the room blue. Test your actions on. And Pimley, the gnome smuggler, seems to recognize it and is like, this is like a little, is like alarmed by this. Like everyone else, like, yeah, it's a city with a lot of magic. Like, yeah, every now and then there's gonna be some performer do. I'm like, this guy recognizes this particular trick at this calling card. If you forget, this was Demidus Blix there, so preferred. So now they have. They try to remember what they know, but he specializes in high-level spell components, good quality stuff, or like stuff for big rituals. One thing that Murray remembers about him is that he is not one for high-stakes gambling.
That I'm rolling this good. I know that sounds weird. 18.
She's concerned like they're gonna get in combat soon, and it's all the good rolls are coming that would have been there are coming out of these.
Moment of fear on his face as he saw you were looking at him that appears to have been dissuaded by the pleasant looks you gave him. He was reading you very closely. He wanted to see if you were suspicious of him.
Murray ends up messaging Pimley saying, "Meet me in the bathroom."
Dirty 20.
There is a.
I'm gonna die.
There's
I'm
a
gonna
play
die.
that has the line. There is an art to the building of suspense, though it can be done by luck alone. Speaking of good plays,
Pimley, you guys watching outside see Pimley look around, check around places, gets up, and goes,
Tries to excuse himself bathroom. There is a little bit of just like the cards have already been dealt for this particular round, so there. But easier than that. Thankfully, this will also create an opening to later for or not later now, as once he gets about it, Bowler ends up taking Pimley's seat. Introduces himself, talks about we found out that this aristocrat is named Druspin Fortunata.
It says, and what might I call you, my good man?
oh, you can call me Delix. Delix Blix. It's a pleasure.
You see, he looks and says, Delix, pleasure. Give me insight.
You heard me.
Is that guy well, he's
no,
in disguise?
that was cocked. That was cocked. That was not cocked. Insights.
We also learned that the bruiser is named is in Gus and they said they're playing the game. Then we go to the bathroom. The scene shifts to the bathroom.
Roll initiative.
Yeah, she goes. He asks what you want, and she starts and starts locking the door.
Sees you and goes, "Oh, hi,
Like,
Murray."
Shut the door. And lock it.
Roll initiative.
Are you fucking for real right now?
Roll initiative.
oh, like, oh my god!
Did you roll high?
I did roll high. My initiative is bad though, cause I'm clumsy. 16.
Oh God! Okay, 16. He also rolled a 16, so it's going to be rollies again. I'll roll it here.
Where's rollies?
5 plus 2 is 7.
10 minus 1 is 9.
Murray, Murray, you guys are acting a split second apart.
Your this is a -1.
All you know is that he's about to cast a spell.
10 minus cast.
Yeah, you should have a minus to your initiative unless you're a healer, and you should.
You go to lock the door, and he's about to cast a spell.
Doesn't necessarily mean aggressive spell, but it could.
Hold person.
Here we go. Okay. Your difficulty on this spell is a 14. It's a wisdom.
Never shit what you eat.
It's a 14, which means our dear friend Pimley needs to, with a -1 to his saving throw, needs to hit a 15 or higher on the die.
Okay.
14, one away, he is hell. Describe what happens.
One away.
You see, as you were to lock the door, he started suspicious, and that suspicion was allayed by you smiling from the table like everything was okay. Seeing a hand go to lock a door, this...
Yeah, but, well, anyway, that's... Because I actually don't know what that time's supposed to be. The spell would have been a Misty Step.
Miss.
What the fuck
Where's Demoness?
is the matter with you?
Pimley. So many things. I think somebody asks me that at least 3 times a day at this point.
I don't know shit about shit.
That's what I just say. He responds that he doesn't have them anymore. Before one says one of them eventually like a minute or two says, "Did he say he doesn't anymore?" Like, yes, he did. At this point, Murray has to make a judgment call whether or not to release Lot. Like, if he lets him go, if he promises not to roughly, will he uphold it when she lets the spell go? Uses her, what's it called? Her thing where she can automatically where she insert anything there, portent. That's right. There. Was that a persuasion or it's a perception or I think it's I think no, it's probably persuasion. He goes talks out, and we learn very quickly that he thinks Murray's working with the girls right now. They sent her here. He tells how he got gives just a rundown how he knows how he knows this guy in the first place. They both go to a unofficial apothecary. This time, he needs Dennis has some health things that he needs cheap, and he's not, so he needs more cheap things on the cheap to treat. And like the other night, he actually met with Blix there, and right around the time that they were closed and clean up, and he was terrified. He basically tried to negotiate for Pimley to smuggle him out. Like say he couldn't pay him right now, but they work out something later. So there, and he was good, and he got him in his carriage like a secret line, and was going to get us when he learned that the Godless of all people were after him. That made him like a little too hot to handle. He was worried how bad it would be for him if they cook off, especially for something he hasn't been paid for yet. Like they'll figure out payment later. Like he's not here. He's not gonna for no upfront payment. He's not gonna risk that. But he does find out that in order to raise money for something and stuff, now that busting with magic is no longer allowed in the marketplace. That Demetus took out a loan with one of the leaders of with a member of the Crow Keepers. What was his name? No, I'm sorry, but I forget. Okay, it's right at the bottom. With he's one of the leaders of the Crow Keeper, which he has not paid back yet. So he took out with him. So there was a bit of a bounty on him from the code. So he gave him them. There. The name was literally right in my notes. Of course it is. After getting what information he can out of them, he wants him not to repeat what he knows, saying earlier she's gone not this is like a pride because she would not let know. She's been playing up the fact that she heard that she realized when he said he thought he when she realized he thought when she realized he thought he was what he thought she was with the Draconis. She's been slightly playing that up, and even say if you mutually absurd, it'll be mutually assured destruction.
The ace is up your sleeve, cheating a little.
No.
He's lying, right?
No. No, I don't have aces up my sleeve. I have a jack. Ace is obvious. You don't want to throw too many aces around. Look, the point is this. I made some money. Keeping my house in order. I gotta work with the Crow Keepers.
Yeah, so he's saying hey, he's not here and stuff. He starts realizing something's up wait, like, not to tell anyone and stuff like this, like, why do you say mutually assured destruction? At this point, I think he's starting to realize she's not with the Godless. Since it's not going out, and he's starting to realize some stuff, he just decides to let go. It's also at this time that Hal exits the upstairs and heads back. This is where he says something which I should have realized sooner.
7. You draw.
Oh, this is him playing.
You draw a queen in your first 2 cards. Before the first spread hits the table, the common cards. What does Belair bet with a queen in his hand?
I'm going to bet another 2 gold.
You go for it. A couple different cards land, and you get there is a king and an ace and a 10 on the board in the opening 3 cards, which means with a jack you would absolutely with a jack you would absolutely clear. But you have a queen and a 4. You see that. There's going to be some more common cards drawn, and if any of them is a jack, you're going to have a straight.
So, Dresbin, that's the name?
Oh, Druspin.
Druspin, excuse me. New money or old money?
What a forward question. Would it be gauche to say both?
Yeah, it's fascinating to say both. That certainly, I feel, leads to a bit of a story. I've never heard that before.
Well, let's just say that I don't sit on an ancestral fortune idly. I've put mine to work.
I can
What sort of work, if you don't mind me asking?
respect that a little.
Haberdashery, fine clothing. I work with tailors.
Oh, I know a few tailors in town.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes, what were their names? Oh, dear. Pair of brothers, if I recall?
Yeah, it's like, oh, so I was hearing that, like, wait, is he talking about, is he trying to set this guy up with a...
You don't possibly mean the twins.
The twins!
But,
that's
no, you
right.
don't know.
Yes!
It's very difficult. I can never
course you
tell
know.
them apart.
The Murkinard. Oh, delightful. What gentlemen. Yes, absolutely.
Do you work with them out of curiosity?
I do. I supply many of the fine fabrics that they use in their tailor shop, and many of the finished garments. As tailors, of course, they often fit to size. I just sold them the longest vest I've ever seen. I've seen with my own 2
Okay, real.
eyes.
Oh. We know about that.
Really? Longer than this? I think this is technically still classified as the West.
Essentially a gown. Yes.
Perhaps there's some sort of sentient, charismatic snake in town. I have no idea.
You're a card.
Oh, bless you. Sadly, at the moment, that is to be seen.
Delightful. You see that the Gus turns to you and says, "What's your trade?"
Antiquities, actually.
Antiquities. Fascinating. That's a very fascinating trade. Do you work in a private shop or with a collection?
Mostly with a collection, although I'm sort of in between collections at the moment. Things are a bit topsy-turvy, times being what they are. But I do a little bit of business with mostly above board. And that's what I'll say about that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it has the Spooger says he's got some business with the Revolution Council. Apparently, he's gotten into politics recently. Why didn't I figure out then? But at this point, Hal starts saying that Hal thinks this is King Gus is like that. Like, yeah, I can't believe he had to point that out to me. I can't believe it had to be pointed out to me. Well, anyway, also, how Ed goes and sits down next to Zune.
The pommel of his sword is a snarling dog's head.
Oh!
That's a that's a yeah. This is good. Your Highness.
Busy here tonight. Well, okay. I'm not going to interrupt. I just walked in. I don't know what's going on.
You see that as the guardian
No,
continues,
this is so
Gus looks over at you. Bolaire says, Mr. Blix, I'm a traveller in town. It's my first time in Dalmacia in a while. We've been conversing politics and faith and all those things that strangers are supposed to avoid.
Dull.
Dull.
there. Gus tries to inquire what Blair thinks about what's been happening. Like, the recent events of the city. What his opinion? He answers with his own question. To Gus, like, what does he find more important? Punishing the guilty, or freeing the innocent? I think he says like more like you could get like punish 50 men for guilty, but one of them is going to be an innocent, but it'll still have to punish with the guilty, or you free 50 innocent men, except one of them is actually guilty, but he would free the other. What is more important? And Gus, I think if just one out of every 50, that is a world I like to live in. Basically, there. Of course, everything's tracked. Like Gus was like raised by the stable hand or something like that. One of the common people stuff. We go back to the table with Azune, where Azune asks Hal if Hal wants anything to happen to the lieutenant who was in charge of bringing Misha, who was kind of very inappropriate there in that, like bit rough. And Bolaire, keep in mind he's still going by Blix's name on this. He said if he decides to recommend himself by saying, there's this guy at the Arcanaud, Bolaire, so you might do. So after this, the game starts going down. Bolaire leaves the table there, and they start leaving. As they're going out, they see Martin arrive, like the fox-like hound. Oh, this scene.
Welcome to the 7 Stars.
Yes, thank you. I wasn't planning on coming here tonight, but that's fine. And you see that he says, excuse me, walks into the gambling area and goes, Your Majesty, your presence is required back at the estate with your sister, the Duchess, and the Prince, your nephew. If you'd be so kind, we should be on our way. Thank you, Your Majesty. And you see that Gus stands up as Drustman goes, "What the devil is the meaning of this, Your Majesty?" And you see that Gus says, "Most pliant," and just shovels the gold into a bag.
This guy.
Turns around and walks past.
Oh.
You see that Martin, as he's walking with the guy out the door, says,
definitely Gus,
this
man.
is the benefactor who spoke to your sister, who gave that recommendation that she absolutely should not have, knowing that you would immediately take her up on it when we have pressing matters." And you see that Gus turns and says, "Hallandale Fang, is that right?"
Augustus, King Augustus.
As in the flesh, is correct.
Come from Timony.
Yes.
Well, that is the great thing about Dolmak Yar, sir. We get the most fascinating guests in all the world within our walls, and most of them make a run for the finer neighborhoods. The smart ones spend some time with us common folk.
He puts a hand out.
I take it.
He shakes your hand. "It's a pleasure, Mr. Fang. I appreciate the recommendation. The finer neighborhoods are filled with some of the most gifted and studied liars in the world. And it's nice to come to a place with a little bit more honesty."
Anyway, we found out that Gus and his royal retinue is staying with Harving Bowsprit. Harving Bowsprit, a merchant, a well-to-do merchant. Gus has heard about how he asked about Hal's relationship with the Creed, like the Cadescent Creed. Keep in mind, the Creed, if you remember back to the Soldier Table, the Creed is creating a little bit of trouble in Timony for him. They're in order to spread the faith, they're making deals with nobles to preach against the king. You know, maybe like get the swell folk uprising, which the nobles could do to get more power for themselves. Yeah. If it comes to war, I'm definitely sorry we'll go. After okay, Azune starts it's just like sitting down, like keep looking at just examining his like scars and stuff, like stuff that like he was he just got a soldier turned king, royal. Because he's got like this scar, like you can see like this big scar on his face, like that should have been what killed him there, but there, and seeing that there's a member of the Revolutionary Guard, of course, gets Gus' attention, and he asks about the rumors about a mass layoffs the Revolutionary Guard, which, of course, Azune can confirm. Soon after, Gus leaves, and the party follows the lead and also departs. But meets in the alley right outside. Oh, that's a 43. Not 45. My handwriting is atrocious.
You said something about a lead?
I know where Diminus Plex is.
Well, there we are.
And with that, we'll go to break. Keyword. Diminus Plex. Break. Fuck! Okay. Crow-keepers, huh?
Okay. We're gonna have to try. I'm gonna get everything in order in my head.
Get everything in order in your head. We'll come back from break. And continue. You sneaky Pete!
NordVPN is...
Yeah, one thing about campaign 4, the breaks are like less than 10 minutes.
Welcome back from the break. Liam said ass without a trace. No, it's not!
How this works here,
Yeah, that's how I do it. I'd absolutely out them.
Oh, so you know so many years of having someone on your side. I'm not on your side, okay?
Abuse you, you're supposed to take it.
The fans have a right to know they're talking about ass without a trace. We return to the city of Dolakia, where you guys speed on from the 7 Stars.
Okay, they decide to head to Bolaire's apartment to talk about what they know, but they what they found out for their individual conversation. They start sharing away. Hal tells them not to reveal like if they have to include anyone else in their conversations and stuff. Not to mention Maria's name, like her Murray is a bit worried she may have revealed too much to Finley. Like, at the end, he was kind of already on the verge of figuring out that she was not with the. She had either figured out or was on the verge of out that she was not with the Conus, and which means the law of her threatening power is diminished with him. And also, especially since if anyone else finds out they're working with him and it comes out, they could go question him. And if he didn't know already, either he knows, and could tell them out to curry a favor, or he doesn't actually know. And he said, "Well, why ask me? You already have someone else." And like, who? So either way, if they talk to this guy, there's a good chance they know Murray is is also searching for him for Demis. With what news of what's going on and stuff, they decide to divert from the path to Bolaire's house to go just talk to the crow keepers now. About Blix. Not just about Blix, but Blanks too. Supposedly they were behind the large theft of blank glyphs. And maybe find a way to get their hands on some blank glyphs, which they can start making their own for their own personal use. They're trying to go over how much Blick's owed, but how much Demis owed to them. Like maybe they could pay off for him and stuff too. Problem is, they don't. It was never actually mentioned. So they're thinking what else besides money they could offer the Crowkeepers on. There's a little question though is would Demis be would he be safer with the Crowkeepers now? Because if he's with them, he could keep him out of the hands of the Draconis. Belair does point out that amongst their resources they could have for negotiating with the there is they have information, like they know like the secret goings on, like they know what actually happened in the plaza, so and they can trade that information. So and what else they knows about the to the Crowkeepers, just so you offer this like here's the way we know. So you need to alter any plans to like you're planning. There also another thing they have is that they have the fact that the girls are in fact after Demetus to as leverage for the goalkeepers. Like he might be too hot for you to keep two, as he was too hot for this guy to keep. He may be too hot for you to keep two. They're heading toward in the direction of a crow hangout or hideout at Caravan Hill. The location is at the guard tower. It's something called the guard tower.
A couple of fights that have been broken up. It's a little bit of a rowdier farm.
Oh, they did learn about a recent assassination of one of the. Murray doesn't tell them learn about on the assassinations about one of the co-keepers, which may be causing a lot of stuff. Though they do remind her that they already knew that it was literally Valus and Thimble who took him out.
Thursday evening, normal. Honestly, I think it's just remember the Revolutionary Guard. You just get a whiff of the Crow's Keepers have been dealing with a guild master of theirs.
Oh, they're
dying suddenly. Killed Valus. Killed this.
Oh, that's
person in the overture.
That's what I was just talking about.
God.
That's right.
Oh my God, that's right. Oh my God.
She forgot about
Where they
that.
had their combat.
Yes, you're literally going to where they had their combat.
Been a while.
It's been a while.
Wow. 24 hours, guys.
I know, right? Yeah.
Yeah, like looking game it's fully, but like this scene is 24 hours ago. And they end up there's someone who Murray knows someone who works around that area, a fortune teller, where the no, no, not that. Okay, and of course they don't have part 2. Okay, I think the name is Talmalo. She's a fortune reader.
Hugh, but you can see outside of Hugh, it's cards. She can read tea leaves and crystals and things like that.
Actors.
Hugh, but you can see outside of a carriage at a beautiful table. There is a peacock feather pattern silk tablecloth over a small table that you see has some cards on it.
From where she can get a clear view of the watcher. Mary goes and introduces them to her, and pays 2 silver for a reading. Yeah, at first I misunderstood. I thought she was actually a member of the Crow-Gears, but she's not.
That is the journey you are on, but where you have arrived. See, she places as ever is of the essence.
Yeah.
The path I tread, death walks not aloft, an hourglass in one hand. You see, she says, the path I tread, death walks not far behind.
Oh.
Time, as ever, is of the essence. That is the journey you are on, but where you have arrived. See, she places a second card. You see that this card, before it, you see that there is a golden and a ruby mask facing each other, each on a side. You see, she looks over and says, appearances quite deceptive. Conflict mediated through smiles. Forces moving and depicting their movements as other than they truly are. Takes a third card, places it down, and you see that there is an enormous coiling dragon on it, whose body is the blue of river water, and with trees growing from its massive scales as it circles around. The fate of the world hangs in balance.
You could see that she's a little surprised with this one.
Anyone who wants to give me a perception check?
Yes. I'm gonna let them go because I'm fixated here.
Yeah, I can do math. 17.
7.
11.
Looking away, halfway. Bolaire on a 17. A minor illusion flickers over Temelo's eyes, and you see glittering gold. Temelo is a Glashtig. She's a type of fae, sort of like a very close to a satyr or a fawn, but with the appearance of a deer or stag. She looks up and says, I know not what troubles you on this journey. What my eyes have seen. And you see she touches her head, and the tiara with antlers, she adjusts it, and only the tiara moves and the antlers stay put. Crows have taken deep underground, where the water of the dragon of the world flows. I have seen them flying from their rook all day today. Worried and flustered they are more than usual, for a great treasure has come to them in a time where they lack leadership. There is dispute amongst their number about how to make good on this propitious occasion. The hourglass of death ticks slowly by, the sand falls quickly. Deep underground there is a cavern, where they now seek the counsel of one who trucks with dark powers. Water flows down to these caverns, and if I were you, Mary Magnuson, I would follow the stench. For indeed they seek foul things for answers as to what they should do with their prize. Do you believe in fairies, Miss Magnuson?
Of course I do. Why would I dispute something that I already know to be real?
There are things in the dark which are truer and deeper than what is real. They are looking for a way out. The crows meddle with something they do not fully understand. The treasure you seek will not stay long in their clutches, for crows are fickle birds, and they will go for what is shiny over what they know can cause them harm. You are running out of time. The stench, the water, and she gestures towards a place where literally the water is running down the street towards the massive storm drains that approach the river.
Right.
Well, you know how difficult it is for a carrion to resist a fresh carcass.
She warns them that the crows are currently looking for Thimble right now. You know, as a fae, she's kind of wants to make sure Thimble is warned. And it tells them that something interesting. Fairies have started going missing within the city. Not sure if it's the crow keepers looking for it, or perhaps it's the or perhaps the cone is trying to. This is not what she said. This is what I was thinking. Like, this could be the croakers. This could be the conus getting rid of the fairies because of their connection to House Royce. They start heading, and they head to where the sewer grates go. On the side of the hill, they go. As they go on, they're listening to them. The deep sound. One of them sounds different. The inside of one of the grates sounds different, and it might be entrance. They managed to pry open the gratings up. It looks like they find there's a hidden hinge. They find a wooden staircase, and they're something of kind of like a temporary structure. Something that where it is like on a switch grate, like outside the waterfall stuff, it wouldn't last long too. So this would have something that's being constantly replaced. The entrance. It's here that another problem occurs. Only Hal and Murray have dark vision. They all enter. Last one to enter being Hal, who just takes a moment to realize he's about to enter the world which his brother made sure he was not part of. A world he was deliberately kept out of. But he presses forward and closes the gate behind him. They start traversing the sewers. They get to a point where you can start seeing where the uptown waste flows through. The smell is awful. Once again, you know now why I call all this episode Cut the Crap. But they're but they kind of have full essential. Maybe they'll lead them somewhere, like maybe like where it's been more disturbed.
When it farts.
Yeah.
You're
on the table. Stealth check. But I'm going to need it to be rolled with disadvantage.
You're on the table.
You're on the table. Have disadvantage.
Love it. It's like that scene in Labyrinth where every rock they step on it farts.
Yeah.
I'm not great at stealth, y'all.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
Hey!
I rolled a natural 20, but it doesn't matter, really?
Because I did
What was the other roll?
the bill from Soul.
Where were you? Sorry.
Or 5 for me.
5.
11.
14 with disadvantage.
Ooh.
20.
14 is our median roll here. Okay, this can get actually very interesting.
Oh no.
No, 14. I was expecting this to be a catastrophe. And a catastrophe has actually been avoided on a 14. I'm just checking one other.
Boy.
Huh. Now, how about that? That is... I don't have any problem telling you that is the exact number you needed. I'm looking at a passive perception of a 13 right now.
Oh boy. How do you like that magpies?
Walking up Azune at the last sec.
They find some crow feathers there, so they know the path. And up ahead they can see like where a dim light. They're currently approaching what appears to be almost, what they could tell from here is like a T-shaped intersection. Like they come there and it will either go that way, or that way. Excuse me, left or right. They start getting ready with Murray casting mage armor, and Bolaire creates his glass rapier. They hear mumbling sounds there. They can't make out words, but they hear a couple of human sounds, like one there. And another, which something else, something deeper, darker voice. Still can't quite make out the words. Mary then uses, either cast or uses, I forget what it is, tremor sense. Ay.
Much better. That's going to be an 18.
What are you doing?
Whispers!
Wait.
That's all it's
Whispers!
He's saying that.
Whispers!
The game's over.
What do you do?
Is it finally happening?
Oh.
Is this scares off to have the first phone now. Because they've gone pretty good while for that one.
Problems. You grown-up table.
It's playing table!
There's a lot of things in that.
Crow keepers, I've come to bargain.
On an 18, Murray. I'm going to swivel this out this way.
Oh my goodness.
On an 18, you are about 30 feet down that way around another passage. There are one or two less than 10 crow keepers in this hideaway down beneath you. They are speaking to something
It was all level 1.
whose form is taking up the entire... You don't know how to say this other than there is something unnatural through the stone that you can feel that is growing into the stone. There is something there that is essentially like a monstrosity. Its form is formless, but that voice you heard, the deep and unnatural voice, is speaking as if from a mouthpiece on an entity that is actually filling up the entire chamber. There is something down there that is beyond. You would need to do magic or do Arcana to tell what the fuck it is, but there is something unnatural and unhumanoid that is in that space with them. Water, there's equipment around there. Most importantly, there are 2 passageways being guarded, including the one, if you step out into that partially lit chamber, there are guards that will see you. You can feel their foot scuffing as you think about generations of dwarves before you that had to feel the rock moving around them in deep subterranean mines, almost like a breathing creature, to know when they were safe and when they were not. You feel their scuffed feet. They've been standing watching guard for like 45 minutes, so they're so exhausted on their feet that they just keep moving and shuffling and scuffing. So you have 2 guards that will absolutely watch your exit from that place and be able to call out. There's another passageway, much like that the water's coming from. That one is similarly guarded. There are... in the stone, you can feel it ringing slightly, which is iron placed in the stone. Intervals. You feel that there are ladder rungs. If the water is running north-south and the ladder rungs are on the perpendicular walls, east and west. So if you could get up to another level, retrace your feet back a little while, get up one level, you might be able to drop down a ladder and bypass some of the guards from further up above. Resting, there's one body, very small, that is resting on stone and breathing raggedly and shallow.
Davis.
You recognize that rasp in that breath.
Alright. I relay all of that. If we step out into that corridor ahead of us, we're dead. Also, there's something in there that's big, real big.
Mm-hmm. Question is, how did it proceed? Did they try to negotiate first? Did they try to like get the jump on them, and do like a surprise round before they go in? There, or do they try to create a distraction? Maybe lure some. Azumi strongly recommends they try to get rid of some of the first, get them to follow a false trail, and reduce their numbers. Belair decides that he can use his phantasmal force. Azumi also picks up a stone and will try to throw it away to create a sound of running away. Hal will help create more sound illusions to their Bull's idea is to use it to create illusion of soldiers guys spying soldiers who around Palm realize they've been spotted, saying they have to report back. So they do give chase, so they don't get. But to do that, he needs to get him in sight, so he has to briefly peek around the corner just to see. Cast it. He casts magic on one guard, but the guard next to him spies Belair.
As he instructed, I'm throwing the brick.
Just out of sight so that it makes a real splash in that direction.
Cool. Real splash, got it.
You hear a gruff voice go, "We're made! Run back to the Master of Omens! It's infested!" But throwing his voice
down
that direction.
That way.
Yeah, it's a 30-foot range for me, so I'm throwing my voice.
Throwing your voice down there. Incredible.
I immediately back up, cloak, and pull cloak and attempt to hide.
You back up and attempt to hide here. You see a couple of these. What is the phantasmal force that this one of them is seeing?
It's shadowed and it's hard to make out, but it is a small group of guards, of soldiers who are clearly down here.
I say no
looking
more
for things, and I'm going to have them just as the first of it. He approaches. I'm going to have them hit him with a psychic blast, just like they're trying to clear their frame, just as he gets a little further down.
Okay, the one of them that saw you, we are going to have to resolve.
Yep.
But we are also going to roll now a deception check. These are going to be 2 deception checks back to back. We are going to be rolling a group deception check for the auditory illusion that everyone's hearing, and yours you will be rolling with advantage because it is the person being affected by phantasmal force. So I'm going to need both of these. You're giving me a deception with advantage. You're giving me a flat deception.
Because of the liar's blade, I have advantage on deception. Does that factor into this?
That does factor into this. That is correct. Okay, here we go. Your brother's sword, inveterate liar that he is, gleams at your side. I'm going to need 2 deception rolls. And I'm going to say this right here. If we get both of these rolls at a 15 or higher, that's good. If we get both of these rolls at a 25 or higher, that's exceptional. All right, let's go ahead and roll.
Oh. All right, that's good.
Yeah, that one's good.
Not 20.
Nat 20! Holy shit!
And a 2.
And a 2. Okay, what do we got here?
24 on this end.
24. Incredible.
So 26 total.
26 total. Gotcha.
Bless.
Where have you been?
Okay.
God.
So, a couple things are going to happen simultaneously. All of you hear this like, we're made, it's infested! As the Garfield tree, big rock splash, and you see the guy who spotted you goes, side hole, as the other one says, down that way! And you see the other guy goes, what? Turns to him. What I will need you guys to do is, I actually would like, with this, I would like Hal to roll me a
1D and
1d4. I would like Belair to roll me.
they said something. 5 like head for where the origin, but the one who's spot Belair goes to the spot where he saw it. Sees Belair. The rules are determined because right now they're going to have to try to silence this guy before he can do without anyone knowing that they silence him. Otherwise, it sounds like it'll just look like he just went down the hall to investigate, like the tunnel to investigate.
On what you roll for initiative. Go ahead and roll initiative. Instant of their walking into that passage to make them vanish. However, all of that is going to be reliant on what you roll for initiative. Go ahead and roll initiative.
Even words!
You guys will roll initiative.
So low.
Ozzy, what'd you get? 11. Hal, what'd you get?
7.
Murray, what'd you get?
6.
Okay. Ole, what'd you get?
11.
Oh, God.
Oh, shit!
We're so fast.
Oh, shit!
We're so fast. Oh, shit.
Wait. You rolled 7, I rolled 6, you were 11?
11.
And 11. Oh, boy. That's not good.
Those are terrible.
Oh, my God.
So I'm going to let you know, unfortunately, Murray and Hal will not be able to act before our Crow Keeper.
Okay.
Only Azune and Bolaire
Okay.
have a chance to prevent your true position from being made.
Okay.
And you will have to do that on next week's episode.
Okay.
Study your build. It's going to be a big one. You got rid of 5 of them. If you can stop this guy. This one guy. How about it? We'll see you all on another episode of Critical Role. And as always, is it Thursday yet?
So, this feels like it is either a moderate equation or we're dead. That's what it feels like.
If 5 of these rogues can vanish and...
Okay, and with that we go to the final bit of this recap. My homebrew of the evening. I was torn between 2, cause one of which was the D&D the officially 5.5 edition version of the Scaredy Cat Rogue. There's kind of like because like not being hero stuff. But I ended up going with Order of Omens and Blood Hunter. My first 5E in a while. The one I've presented in a while. 5th edition. 5th edition. The reason I did that because I haven't done the 5th edition this one yet before. And also, we have not gotten a 5.5E like /D&D/2024 version of the Blood Hunter yet, so we can't actually have a 5.5E edition of Blood Hunter, of a Blood Hunter subclass. Like, in honor of the, once again, Murray and her friend who told you of the warning, hold on. The creatures you hunt have been and will be a plague throughout all of time. To hunt them, you must learn to peer through time. This may not be the most coherent ones in like the theming, but you start out with at level 3 predictive proficiency. You choose 3 of the following skills. Of the following skill proficiencies that you are not proficient in and gain the proficiency. Arcana, History, Insight, Investigation, Nature, and Religion. These are all things that you could sort of see like maybe a fortune or a psychic might be able to give you. Then you go to level 7, Foretelling in Advance. You pick one of your predictive proficiency skills, and the one of your choices for one of the choices you pick. It's now an expertise, double proficiency. Then you go to level 11 with Malicious Strike. When you attack a creature that is afflicted with your blood curse using a weapon infused with your crimson light, you add your Hemocraft modifier to the attack roll. If the blood curse they are afflicted with was amplified, the damage you took to amplified is also added to the attack roll. Keep in mind, this is just the attack roll, not the damage roll, not the crimson light damage roll, but yeah, with that you would have very good. It significantly increases your chance of hitting a target. I think I goofed. And it's somehow published. I think this is supposed to be a level 15 ability. And it says 7. Well, like, it might show something. Okay, it's probably that the actual thing or thing it reads as 15. I just accidentally put in the text as 17. Okay, Oracle Rises. This was like one of the first features I thought up for this. The right of the Oracle, as a Crimson Right. You get this in addition to your others. If you already know, but if you already have chosen the Oracle as one of your Crimson Rights, you can pick any other Crimson Right choice. You can. How does it not have that tooltip? You gain resistance to psychic damage. I gotta update the text in this. Power of the Ages. That is your 18th and final ability, the capstone of this subclass. You can use your action to attempt to cast a divination spell of 6th level or lower. I repeat, this is an attempt. It may not succeed. You declare which spell you're attempting and to cast, and then basically roll your hemograph die and take the damage. Like with your like the same thing with like amplifying or activating your crimson. Right? You take necrotic damage equal to what you rolled with a hemograph die, and the damage cannot be resisted anyway. And in this case, you don't want it to be resisted. You be reduced. For if the damage is greater than the levels of the spell plus 2, the spell is cast, which potentially gives you almost unlimited casting. Which is why this is such a high level. By the way, this includes cantrips, which will just be a straight a second level. We come to the end. I thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this recap. I hope it hasn't been too long for you. And I hope you truly do understand why I call this episode Cut the Crap. And with that, I thank you for joining me. This is Free Night Arena Metro, and I wish thee good fortune on the quest of life.